So what do you mean by address resolution? So, I mean, by the name, can you tell me what this protocol does? Okay, address resolution, it means it is used to find some address. Okay, that may be, what are the two types of address we have? Your network layer. Yes, IP address and IP address is also called as IP address is Internet Protocol address is also called as. Okay, then what is the other address? One is your IP address, other one is. See, these are all basics, you should definitely know this. One is IP address, another one is MAC address. Okay, so any host will have these two addresses. Okay, any host or interconnected devices will have two addresses. One is IP address, also called as logical address, and another one is your MAC address, which is your physical address. Idu byte, how much byte or bits this is? It's 32, and what about this? 348. Okay, so there are two types of address. And your ARP is used when you know your IP address. Okay, when you know your IP address, but you don't know your MAC address. Okay, your address resolution protocol, it is a very famous protocol. Okay, it is used nowadays to find your what address? MAC address. Okay, to find your MAC address. We know our ARP. Okay, assume you have two networks. Okay, and these are all the hosts in that network. Okay, and these are the routers. Okay, assume that this is the scenario. Okay, now A wants to communicate with C. Okay, the host will not have any idea of the networks inside that network. Okay, for example, this is network 1. Okay, this is network 1. A will not have any information about its nearest host. Okay, similarly, it will definitely not have any information about the other networks also. Okay. So what does A do is, it will broadcast its message. Okay, A, what it will do is, in header what all we have in general, in any having source address, destination address, then your data, then what we have then, at the end of any frame format what we have, for error correction we have something. Okay, we may have CRC or checksum. The source address. Okay, so A what it will do is, it will send its source IP address and MAC address. Okay, because A knows its source address and MAC address. Assume A wants to communicate with C. Okay, it knows the IP address of C, but it doesn't know the MAC address of C. So what it will do is, it will send its IP address of C. Okay, MAC address it doesn't know, it will just send all ones. Okay, it will send all ones, so it means it will broadcast. Okay, so now we are talking only within this network scenario. So A will broadcast to all the hosts present. Okay, and C will find out that A is trying to contact it because C's IP address is here. So next what will do? C will connect with A by sending back its MAC address also. Okay, is it clear? When A wants to communicate with C, it will send its IP address and MAC address. Okay, and the IP address of C. MAC address of C doesn't know. So what it will do? It will just broadcast. Okay, and C will know that A is trying to communicate with C, and C will be reply panabodhu. Okay, when C wants to communicate back, what C will do is, C will send its IP address, okay, its MAC address, next the IP address of A and MAC address of A. Okay, is it clear? So this is how your address resolution protocol works, when you don't know the physical address. Okay, if you want to communicate, similarly, I have said for only one network, the same scenario only also for other routers and other network also. Okay, same thing will follow from here to here. Similarly, from here to here also, the same thing will follow. Okay, same procedure. Do you have any doubts in this? We have something called as reverse ARP. Okay, which is just the opposite. MAC address we know, but we don't know the IP address. this is not used nowadays, so let's not go into that topic. But you should know, reverse ARP means we know the MAC address but we don't know the IP address. Okay? So instead of this, we are going to use something called as bootstrap protocol. This we will see. Okay? So when I am saying similar to RARP, it means what we'll do in bootstrap protocol, what IP will, what address will know and what will not know. Here we know the MAC address but IP address will not be knowing. Okay, is it clear?